The Night Circus, Part 1, Introduction. The circus arrives without warning. No announcements, no posters. One moment it is not there, and the next, a towering black and white tent stands at the edge of town. People rub their eyes and blink, thinking they must have missed something. But no, this strange circus simply appeared, as if by magic. It is called Le Cirque des Rêves, the Circus of Dreams, and it opens only at night. When the sun sets and darkness spreads, the circus comes alive. The air fills with the sweet smell of caramel, mixed with the chill of evening, and the lights soft and shimmering flicker like stars, drawing curious crowds from miles away. The gates are always closed during the day. No one sees inside until the night begins. There are whispers among the people. What kind of circus opens only after dark? But once the gates swing open, all doubts disappear. The black and white tents seem endless, stretching far into the distance. Each tent holds a new wonder, a new mystery. Some say they've seen magic inside real magic, the kind that makes your breath stop and your heart race. Others say it is just a trick of the light, a clever illusion. But everyone agrees on one thing. This circus is unlike any other. The performers are unlike any others too. They move with a grace that seems almost unnatural. Their acts more like dreams than performances. Jugglers who never miss, contortionists who bend in impossible ways, and fire breathers who dance with flames. Everything feels ethereal, like something out of a storybook. As you step inside, the circus draws you in, enveloping you in its world. The night feels endless, filled with possibilities. The only certainty is that nothing is ever quite as it seems at Le Cirque des Rêves. Part 2. Introducing the characters. Within Le Cirque des Rêves, there are many performers, each more mesmerizing than the last. But at the heart of this circus lie two magicians. Their names are Celia and Marco, though their faces are rarely seen together. To the audience, they are just part of the circus's magic. Yet, unknown to most, they are locked in a game, a competition of skill and power that shapes the very nature of the circus. Celia Bowen is unlike any other magician. Raised by her father, the infamous illusionist Prospero the Enchanter, Celia was taught from a young age to hone her powers. Her magic flows through her naturally. She can manipulate objects with just a thought, making them twist, bend, or even disappear entirely. Unlike illusionists who rely on tricks, Celia's magic is real and breathtaking. When she performs, it feels like the world itself is changing around her. She can turn paper into birds, mend broken glass with a touch, and transform the ordinary into something extraordinary. Celia's appearance is just as striking as her abilities. With dark hair and bright, piercing eyes, she commands attention without speaking a word. But behind her confidence, there is always an air of mystery, as if she carries secrets no one can ever truly know. On the other side of the game stands Marco Alistair. Unlike Celia, Marco was not born into magic. He was taken in by the man in the gray suit, a cold and distant figure who taught him the secrets of manipulation and illusion. Marco's magic is more subtle than Celia's. He works in shadows and whispers, weaving spells that feel like delicate threads you can barely see. His power lies in the unseen, the flicker of a candle, the shifting of a shadow. Marco's magic may not be as grand as Celia's, but it is no less powerful. Marco is reserved, thoughtful, always calculating his next move. With his dark suits and quiet demeanor, he easily blends into the background, allowing his magic to speak for him. While Celia's power bursts forth with energy, Marco's builds slowly, like a growing storm waiting to unleash its full force. Neither of them chose this competition, yet they are bound to it. The rules are unclear, and the end goal is even more mysterious. All they know is that they must create their magic woven into the very fabric of the circus itself. Each new tent, each new wonder, is a product of their rivalry, pushing the boundaries of magic and imagination. Though their competition drives them, there is an unspoken connection between them. As their creations grow more intricate and wondrous, so too does the bond they share, even if they are destined to be rivals. Their powers, though different, are intertwined. The circus could not exist without them, and yet they are bound by a challenge with stakes neither of them fully understand. As the nights pass, the tension between them grows. The circus thrives on their rivalry, but what will happen when one finally wins? And what will happen to the circus when the game is over? For now, they continue their silent battle. Each new performance a step deeper into the unknown. Part 3. The first night at the circus. The gates open at nightfall, and a crowd gathers in front of Le Cirque des Rêves. People stare in awe at the towering black and white tents, illuminated by a soft glow that makes everything feel surreal. The air is filled with the sweet scent of caramel and the crisp bite of autumn. There are no barkers or performers calling out. Instead, there's only the quiet hum of excitement as people shuffle forward, eager to see what wonders await them inside. A young boy is the first to step through the gates. His eyes are wide, his breath caught in his chest as he takes in the sight before him. It is unlike any circus he's ever imagined. He hears whispers all around him, murmurs of the strange and wonderful things hidden in each tent. What's inside? He wonders. But even the grown-ups don't seem to know. There are no signs, no instructions, only curiosity leading the way. The first tent he enters is circular, with curtains of black and white stripes. Inside, it is quiet, save for the soft ticking of what seems to be hundreds of clocks. The boy steps closer, mesmerized by the intricate designs of each timepiece. Some are tall and towering, reaching up to the ceiling, while others are small and delicate, placed carefully on tables. As the boy walks around the room, he notices that the clocks don't tick in unison. Each one beats to its own rhythm, and yet, together they form a melody strange but soothing, like time itself dancing in the air. In the next tent, a group of performers stands in a perfect circle. They juggle flames, tossing them back and forth as if the fire were weightless. The boy watches, entranced by the way the flames seem to change color as they fly through the air from orange to red to a brilliant blue. The performers don't speak, but their movements are graceful, precise, almost like a dance. Further into the circus, he comes across a tent filled with living statues. At first, he thinks they are made of stone, standing perfectly still in dramatic poses. But as he walks closer, one of the statues, an elegant woman with flowing robes, smiles at him and winks. He gasps, unsure if he imagined it. The statue returns to her frozen position, but now the boy is certain she moved. Every tent is different, each one more magical than the last. There are contortionists who bend in impossible ways, tightrope walkers who seem to float in midair, and acrobats who leap through the sky as if gravity has no hold on them. The boy begins to lose track of time, so caught up in the wonders of the circus that he forgets the world outside. But this is only the beginning. As the night deepens, more and more people flood into the circus. Their gasps and murmurs of amazement mix with the soft music playing in the background. Time seems to slow down here, as if the night might last forever. The boy feels like he's walking through a dream. Everything is both real and not. The performers, the magic, the tents all seem to float just out of reach, yet he feels a deep connection to the circus. It's as if it was made not just for him, but for every person who steps inside. Each one seeing something different, something personal. As the first night stretches on, the circus comes alive in a way that no one could have expected. It isn't just a place to visit, it's an experience, a world of wonder that lingers in your mind long after you leave. And as the boy leaves, he knows one thing for certain: he will return. The circus calls to him, like a secret waiting to be discovered again and again. The magical competition begins. The circus itself is more than just tents and performers. Unseen by the crowds, it is a stage for something far grander, a competition between two magicians. Celia and Marco Lister may not openly acknowledge each other, but every corner of Le Cirque des Rêves bears the mark of their rivalry. Each tent, each performance, every whisper of magic is a move in their ongoing duel. The rules of this competition are known only to their mentors, Prospero the Enchanter and the man in the gray suit. But for Celia and Marco, the goal is simple. They must outdo each other, using their abilities to create the most awe-inspiring, breathtaking wonders within the circus. The circus itself is the arena, and its performers and visitors are witnesses to their escalating powers, though most are unaware of the true nature of what they are seeing. Celia's first creation is one of pure elegance and beauty. It is a tent, simple in its appearance from the outside, blending in with the rest of the black and white striped structures. But inside it is like stepping into a different world. The ice garden, its name whispered by those lucky enough to enter, takes visitors into a frozen wonderland. The air is crisp, and the ground is covered in a layer of glittering snow. Tall ice sculptures, trees, flowers, birds stand all around, sparkling in the low light. Everything is made of ice, yet it never melts. As guests walk through, they can hear the soft crunch of snow beneath their feet, smell the sharp scent of winter in the air, and feel the cold kiss of frost on their skin. It is so real, so vivid, that it feels like an entire season has been captured within the tent. The audience is enchanted, mesmerized by the ethereal beauty of the garden. They walk in silence, breathless at the delicate craftsmanship, each step deeper into the icy paradise, leaving them in awe. They do not know that every frost-covered petal, every icy branch, is the result of Celia's magic, her careful control over the elements, bending reality itself to her will. It is a creation of pure artistry, designed not just to impress, but to evoke wonder, to make the impossible seem real. But Marco is not one to be outdone. His response is more subtle, but no less powerful. Instead of a grand display of magic, Marco creates a tent of mystery and illusion, the labyrinth. From the outside, it appears as a normal tent, but once inside, it twists and turns into a seemingly endless maze. Visitors wander through the corridors, which change and shift as they move. Walls that seem solid dissolve into doorways. Staircases lead to nowhere and everywhere. Rooms appear and disappear, and time itself feels fluid within the labyrinth. Visitors can spend what feels like hours exploring, only to find that mere minutes have passed when they exit. Marco's creation is not as visually stunning as Celia's ice garden, but it leaves visitors feeling disoriented and intrigued, as if they have touched the edges of something far greater than themselves. It challenges the mind, making people question what is real and what is illusion. And while they cannot see it, the magic that weaves through the labyrinth is vast and intricate, a testament to Marco's skill and his ability to manipulate not just objects, but perceptions. As the nights pass, the competition intensifies. Each new creation is a response to the last, pushing both Celia and Marco to their limits. One night, there is a tent filled with floating paper animals that flutter around like birds, casting shadows that seem to dance along the walls. Another night, a new tent appears, where patrons can step inside and watch their dreams unfold before them, vivid and surreal, like paintings come to life. Every new addition to the circus is a display of magic, each one more elaborate and dazzling than the last. The performers and patrons of the circus feel the energy growing, though they do not fully understand its source. The circus itself seems to pulse with life, constantly evolving and expanding, as if it too is a living entity responding to the duel between Celia and Marco. Yet, despite the competition, there is an unspoken connection between the two magicians. Their creations complement each other in ways neither can fully explain. Celia's magic is raw, emotional, and filled with beauty, while Marco's is subtle, intellectual, and often leaves people pondering long after they've left his tents. Together, their magic weaves the very fabric of the circus, though they never speak of it directly. The competition is fierce, but it is not about destroying one another. It is about creation, about pushing the boundaries of what magic can do. And while they both know that there will eventually be a winner and a loser, for now, they are content to continue the game, adding more and more wonder to the circus with each passing night. Part 5. The underlying conflict. As the nights blend into one another, the excitement of the circus is palpable, but beneath the dazzling surface lies a deeper, more troubling tension. The magical competition between Celia Bowen and Marco Alistair is not merely about creating awe-inspiring wonders. It is also a battle fraught with emotional stakes and hidden burdens. Each night, their powers entwine and clash, but their rivalry is complicated by an unexpected connection that neither can fully understand. Celia, though immensely talented, grapples with the weight of her father's expectations. Prospero the Enchanter, a man who views magic as a tool for control, believes that Celia's talents are the key to achieving his grand vision. He teaches her to harness her powers, yet he does so with an iron fist, instilling in her a sense of fear rather than freedom. The lessons are demanding, and Celia feels the pressure mounting. Every spell she casts carries the weight of her father's ambitions, and the fear of disappointing him looms over her creations. This fear manifests itself in Celia's work. Though her creations are breathtaking, she struggles to embrace her true potential, often holding back out of anxiety. She wonders if she is simply a pawn in her father's game, one who must prove herself worthy of the legacy he envisions. Her magic, while beautiful, is often tinged with uncertainty, as she battles the desire to assert her individuality against the constraints placed upon her. Marco, on the other hand, faces a different set of challenges. Under the watchful eye of the man in the gray suit, he navigates a world filled with secrets and expectations. Marco's life has been shaped by a different kind of control, one that isolates him from the world outside. The man in the gray suit treats Marco's abilities as a means to an end, using him to further his own interests. Yet, unlike Celia, Marco has learned to embrace the thrill of magic. He seeks to break free from the shadows, to make a name for himself in a world that often tries to define him by others' desires. Despite their contrasting backgrounds, a magnetic pull draws Celia and Marco together, fueling their rivalry. They are two sides of the same coin, each embodying different aspects of magic, creativity, and ambition. During their encounters, sparks fly between them, igniting both competition and an undeniable attraction. Each time they meet, the air crackles with unspoken words, creating a tension that is electric yet fraught with uncertainty. Celia's heart races as she catches glimpses of Marco's creations. She admires his ability to challenge perceptions, to play with reality in ways that are both ingenious and clever. However, that admiration is also tinged with jealousy. She wonders if he feels the same constraints she does. Is he truly free, or is he merely another player in a game that has been predetermined? On the other hand, Marco finds himself captivated by Celia's artistry and emotional depth. Her magic speaks to him in ways he cannot articulate. Yet he worries that he will never truly understand her, that their differences will keep them apart. The more he learns about her, the more he feels the weight of his own expectations pressing down on him. He's driven not only to win the competition, but to prove himself worthy of her admiration. As their rivalry unfolds, so too does the complexity of their feelings. The underlying conflict is not just a battle for supremacy, but a struggle for identity and acceptance. Celia and Marco are locked in a dance, each striving to outshine the other while simultaneously yearning for a connection that seems just out of reach. As they create, the lines between rival and ally blur, and they begin to question whether they are truly meant to be adversaries. The magic that flows between them hints at something deeper, a shared experience that transcends the competition and the pressures of their mentors. But will they recognize it in time, or will their insecurities drive them apart?